You have memory?
No, it will be here.
Oh. Do I have the memory? Wait a second, let me check. Yes, 11 gigabytes. Good. Okay. Right, so you set up everything? Did I set up everything? Yeah, we can go live. Shall we? Let's try.
Let's invite people.
Yes. Come in, dear audience. 55 people, full house, please.
55 people?
Yes.
Ladies.
And it's not yet started. So will you check it at some point?
No, I guess internet.
We can sit
Okay.
like the back.
Wow. Really like it. Arigato. Sayonara.
You sit over there.
Yes, because we'll be watching this and that. Here, anywhere. Yeah. Yes. I'll hold a speech as soon as we're ready. Yeah? You have everyone? All right. All right, dear audience. Wow. Hello, dear audience, and hello, international audience. I can see you and you. Really happy to see everyone at our first SEER cultural exchange between Japan and Ukraine. Woohoo! Yay! You can hear Japanese clapping. So, this is our first time that we're cooperating with Yokohama English Theatre and ProEnglish Theatre of Ukraine. And the idea is that Japanese guys, Andrew Woolner and his company, they submit a Japanese story that ProEnglish Theatre will stage here, under the direction of Natalia Ponomarova, Pavlo Vlasenko as actor, and Veronika Streltsova as an actress. Oh. Yes, and Yokohama Theatre already staged a Ukrainian fairy tale called Bereginya, which we will watch recorded. So they already did it, we'll watch the recording, and then our guys will do a live performance.
Is this like live?
This is like live, we're streaming it like now, so you can say hello to your mom.
Hello.
Oh. Yes, so that's what we're gonna do.
People on the internet.
Yes, hello people on the internet. And I don't know, I guess it's late night in Japan?
Like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, okay. Okay, yeah.
That's not
Anyway, so hi guys, and thank you for staying with us. Both shows are like 15 minutes or so, and then we will have a discussion with Japanese artists in Zoom and with us in person. And if you guys feel like talking, you can talk. And I feel it's tremendously important for us to put out this project of cultural exchange because right now Ukraine is in isolation. It's surrounded by Russian troops, it's almost cut out of electricity, and for us to have this chance to speak to the world is tremendously important. And another important point for us is not only to speak about us, Ukraine, danger, war and stuff, but to learn about other cultures. Because I believe this is what makes us truly Ukrainian. Being able to understand and care about other cultures. That's what makes us different from Ruskiye. Enjoy the show. We're starting. Russian.
Russian nowadays.
In Ukraine, we have a lot of different folklore and all kinds of interesting mythical creatures.
Yes.
But one that felt relevant today is the tale of Bereginya. Bereginya is a pre-Christian goddess, a pagan goddess. She's a goddess of life and death. She's a mistress of rain, water being a source of life. Her name literally means protector or protect. Tres. Her symbolism can be found in our traditional art in Pisanki, if you know what those are. I don't have an official source for this, but I've read that even our Independence Monument in Kyiv, you might have seen it in videos and pictures. It's the golden statue of a woman with a sword. is sometimes referred to as Bereginya. Since the war started, a lot of artists incorporated her into their work. If you see any Ukrainian artwork with a woman protecting a place or lives, you've probably be seeing a depiction of Bereginya. This performance is inspired by a story written by Ukrainian author Serhiy Plachinda, and the story goes like this. One day, humans went to see how two gods, Svorok and Bereginya, lived. The gods gave the people bread, and the people found this baked bread very tasty, very impressive. They asked the gods to teach them how to bake the bread. But to bake the bread, you need an oven, and to have an oven, you need a house. So the gods first had to teach them people how to go from a cave and to build a house, and then finally build an oven. As they were doing this, Bereginya also taught people how to make shirts out of white linen and how to weave a white thread. As all of this was happening, the god of the underground world, Chornobog, got scared. He got scared of good and he got scared of light. So he got together with another goddess, Mara, the goddess of death, which is interestingly also a goddess of death in Hinduism. They together sent an army of ugly lizards to the people on earth. The people got scared, and they first ran to Svorok for protection, the first god. Although Svorok put up a good fight, the lizards could not be defeated by him. His weapons weren't strong enough. Their shells turned out to be too hard. Then Bereginya basically got tired. She couldn't take it anymore. She lifted her hands, and she started to walk towards the lizards. From the light that came from her, the lizards started to burn and smoke started to come out of them. They started to move away from her. She kept pushing them back and back towards a river, into which they fell. As they started to drown, they started to emit a putrid smell that went up all the way towards a Ukrainian version of Mount Olympus, Viri, where Bilobog, the god of light, lived. The smell from the dead lizards was so bad that he turned them into mountains instead. And that is the story. This performance is a personalized version of that. Please enjoy.
Nice voice.
Okay, guys, that was Bereginya by Yokohama English Theatre. That was pure Japanese representation. Yeah, we'll discuss after both of the performances. Now we shall see, because you should guys understand, those Ukrainian audience, that this whole folk concept is totally different for them. They will say something about it, but the idea of Bereginya and the gods, yes, but how the gods behave and everything, so that was pure.
The video itself was weird.
I liked it.
Single thing.
Anyways, right now we going to watch the Greatful Crane, a traditional folk Japanese tale represented by Ukrainian actors, and through the eyes and vision of a Ukrainian director. We'll see what they got. I expect a tank. We'll see how it's coming. So actors, are you ready? The crane says, "Wah!" All right, Greatful Crane by ProEnglish Theatre of Ukraine. Woo! Slava Ukraini!
That's all that I have left.
I can help you. Just wait here and don't come in. This is for you. You can take it and sell it in the market.
It's beautiful.
So,
Couple.
Here.
Look how much we managed to get for your work. Next time, I'll buy you something pretty.
I don't know if there will be a next time.
Yeah, I understand. Of course, you need to get some rest first, but you didn't hear the main thing. There's a man in the market. He's out of town. Look how much he paid to us. And he promised to give us 10 times more, just for another whole piece. And that's it.
I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I don't know if I can do this again.
Darling, it's gonna be a tough winter, believe me, and I don't know, maybe with all this money we can forget about hunger forever. Yeah, I promise you, and just do it one more time. The last time. I promise. Do this for us.
Okay. Just do not come in. Remember?
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Vlasenko. Money man. Money man. Group photo?
Yes, group photo.
Of course.
I can pay you.
Ukrainian money? What? Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Where do you go? Let's go discuss.
Yes.
What's in the
So
bag?
now
Apples?
let's discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's maybe turn on the
Do we get
lights.
the Zoom?
Actually, we started at 4, but I guess.
Yeah. Maybe 5 minutes break.
We can get. Yeah.
Maybe we'll buy them or something.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, what's in the bag?
We can eat all props.
Yes.
50 kopecks.
Yes.
Apples. Nice. I'll grab my coffee. Yeah, discussion will be in English. Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Veronika, I would like to end something
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. Let me just pull up the.
Still continue live, right?
Yeah. Life is still going on. Life is going on. So should we start already? Is that okay? Yeah, okay. So do we put it like this, like here,
Yes, maybe I will.
and turn on the?
Definitely can.
But so we can see the guys. Oh, hi! Hi. Oh yeah, we can. Can you say something?
There we go. Hi, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Hello,
Yeah, but that's so they can see us. Yes, on the laptop.
You may sit there.
Hello.
Hi, yeah, we're here. 1, 2, 3 for the director.
Hello.
I guess. Yeah. Can you see us if we sit here? If we sit like
I think so. But we're getting a lot of echo on our voice right now, like Zoom's not canceling out our voice, so when we stop talking, we hear ourselves echo back.
Because of the loudspeaker.
Oh, do you think we
But
can?
we will not hear them.
Yeah. Maybe that's because of this.
Are they listening to the stream?
Yeah, no, I guess.
Are you guys listening to the stream?
No,
No.
So
Okay.
it's speaker function.
I'm a prop man.
Oh wow.
We can turn on and off the mic.
Yeah, let's.
Hi guys. Hello.
It might be also internet connection.
It can be internet. Do you guys all hear yourselves when you're talking? Or is it only Andrew? Can you
I
say?
don't hear myself, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
it's stopped now. I was hearing it before when Marie was doing it too, but I think it's stopped now.
Okay.
No.
We just looked at it very like this, you know, strictly, and it stopped.
Yeah.
Can you come?
Where?
Yeah.
Closer.
Closer. No.
In the dark? Like this?
Yeah.
Or move.
Yeah,
Can
a
you-
little bit to the right because I'm blind by projector.
Okay.
It's perfect. Almost.
What?
The mouse is in your. Sorry.
Like this? Helps? Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Helps Veronika. Yeah, good.
Can you see me? Yeah? Good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. First, shall we probably give the floor to our Japanese guests?
Yes.
Thank you very much for watching it. And the first question to you guys: did you watch your performance this time streamed? And was it any different because you saw it live, you performed it live, watched it in a Facebook stream, internet stream? Did it give you any different feelings? Your performance, not ours. We'll come into ours.
If I may go first, of course it's very different, but it looked kind of cool, to be honest. It looked, at least on my computer, it looked like a painting, almost. There's the recording, then it's projected, so it's like a double, how can I say? Yeah, it looked very strange but interesting, and of course felt very different from performing.
I have a question about how did you come up? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, maybe Andrew could really good production on their side.
Sure. Yeah, that would be okay. I'll just quickly introduce everyone and like what the role is because I'm not sure. Because you clearly didn't see me in that. So just who the hell is this guy? So yeah, I'm Andrew. I'm the artistic director, and on this show I mostly did the technical side. So I was mostly managing the technical aspects that went actual sort of performance of it, not the design. Well, lighting design, but not the other design aspects. So one person who's not here is our composer, who basically gave us just access to her catalog, but then basically did the sound design for the show. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so my job is I run the company. I do a lot of the admin stuff. I'm usually more involved in shows and the production, but because there were only 3 days, I was not as involved in the creative side and the on-stage side of this. Although I did sweat through a couple of Butoh workshops with Marie, led by Mayuko. So yes, going next, Marie, can you just give a quick introduction?
Yeah, very, very quick. I'm originally a stage designer, but I am performing mostly recently, and it's my second show with Andrew and with YTG.
Wow.
Mayuko?
Hi, my name is Mayuka. I originally met Andrew, I think maybe 15 years ago or something like that.
17, I think.
I'm 17 now.
It's like 17. Yeah.
When I was still a student. And I performed in 2, I believe, YTG shows. Huh? 2, 1, 2. 2 shows back then. And then had quite a long period of a hiatus. And I was back to direct the movement sequence of Bereginya. And I'm a Butoh dancer by training. I now mostly do dance, and I can talk a little bit about the methods that we used in creating the piece later in the discussion. Very nice to meet all of you.
And Sybil?
Hi, I'm Sybil, and I came to the theatre group through Mayuka, we were friends before. So this is my first show at the company, and I discovered Butoh a few years before, and I've been trying to, I'm not a Butoh dancer or anything, but I've just been trying to do it here and there in my free time, so this was a really nice experience for me to get back in touch with this type of dance.
So just to add, missing is the fourth performer in the ensemble, Sarah Yanavita, who's not with us. Who's not with us tonight. I think she's got a very small child, so her schedule is a bit more demanding than ours, I guess. Yeah, that was also her second. That was her second show with us, and she's been involved with YTG for more than a year now. So okay, that's who we are. That's who we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
You got a question?
Yeah, I'm very curious. I'm sorry. We have a couple of audience here. Hi. I'm Annabelle, and I have a question about the methods you use because it was very physical, very interesting, and if you could tell about this more, because it's yeah, we also have some a group of teenagers with us, our students, and we were all like. It's interesting method, so it would be interesting to hear about it.
Yeah. And while we're doing this, the guys will show the audience. Come on, there. Sit down. This is our audience today, our team group. Hey, say hello to the guys. How do you say hello in Japanese?
Hey guys.
Konbanwa.
Konnichiwa. Konbanwa.
Konbanwa.
Say it. Konbanwa. Repeat.
Okay.
Okay, so the question, yeah.
Yes, I guess I can talk a little bit about the methodology. So there is a Japanese contemporary dance theater form called Butoh, Butoh, and it employs a lot of traditional Japanese movement and theater techniques from No, for example. But it's a form of movement quite wide in definition. But the particular lineage that I am from, it's about not moving by your own intention, but being moved because there's some other stimulus either outside your body or inside your body that's sort of making you move. And so when Andrew, Marie, and I first got together to discuss how we might stage Bereginya, I don't think at first it was going to be such a dance piece. But as we were talking, and this is what's sort of great about YTG is open discussion and everyone pitching in. And it just so happened that I was involved and had different Butoh methods that seemed to match some of the motifs that we were seeing when we first did the reading of Bereginya. And so then we did workshops where Andrew and Marie and all the other performers, actually, we did some movement workshops in some of the Butoh methods that was used. And I think maybe we used 4 in all in the different scenes. And I can talk about these in more detail if it comes up later. But also maybe I can pass over to Marie to also discuss some of the motifs that we selected or sort of focused on for the show.
Yeah, so when we first discussed about the folktale, Bereginya, we somehow we got very interested in the weaving process. Making clothes or making fabric, and later when we pitched our folktale or Japanese folktale, there was also a motive where we just noticed that, which is really interesting. But for us, this weaving process also meant kind of education, I guess, or how people come together and learn together or create a community, I guess. At least that's the motive I was thinking about. And so we kind of selected the weaving process as our main motive. And from there we started thinking how this could get, how we could transfer this into a more as literal approach of the weaving. Please jump in, people, if I'm very off.
No,
I think that's right. We focused on the weaving and in between the scenes, we employed the traditional Butoh walk, which is sort of a low center of gravity, like shuffling walk run that you were seeing us do in between some of the scenes. And that was sort of to weave all the different scenes together. And we also picked the motif of the struggle against the people and the troop of lizards, and also maybe some kind of inner struggle as they got out of their more traditional ways of doing things to techniques like weaving and baking bread. And so rather than do a literal interpretation, we sort of picked up on these particular motifs and expanded on it using Butoh method. So there is one scene that you might have seen the four dancers sort of going out and in and out, and then we landed in sort of center of the stage. It's a Butoh method called a mimi ear, and you imagine a very large ear somewhere. For us, we did it in the four outer corners of the stage. And it's a method where you get sucked into this ear and the ear canal, and then you pull yourself back out again to sort of represent this struggle with some kind of external force. Then in where you might have seen four dancers looking like they were boxing but without a partner. That method is called a kameboksa. It's turtle boxing. And so you imagine a sort of turtle shell, and you split the turtle shell into 9 segments. And then very specifically, as you're doing the method, you pick which part of the 9 segments you're being hit from inside the body. So that method was used to represent the sort of internal struggle. So yeah, I guess I'll stop here to see if there are any follow-up questions, or if I was able to answer the question from the Pro-English side.
Yeah. Do you have questions from the audience? Comments and questions on the first part? Yeah. Yeah, that's for me. I guess I have one. Hi guys, I'm Alex from ProEnglish Theatre. Hello there. Yeah. I've noticed that, you read the whole story of Bereginya, then there was this Butoh dance that was representing this or that part of the character's development and the story. Did you care about storytelling? If you take the story away and there is no story in the beginning and you just show this Butoh dance, how much of this would be understandable by the audience? How much of this would be understandable by, say, Japanese audience or international audience? And did you have it in mind at all? Was it a point, to retranslate the story, or what was inside of a story? What was the more important to you guys? I'm really curious.
Wants to go?
Yeah, go ahead, Marie.
Oh, me?
Oh, do you want me to do it?
No, I was just asking if anyone wants to answer.
I can answer. This applies to a lot of our shows. So philosophically, I'm more interested, sort of as a broader project of making theater. Sometimes, we do things that have a visible, sort of understandable narrative to them, and other times it's maybe what we find as artists is maybe sort of more of the internal stuff. And so then we always try to give that context, either by doing a tale that's very, very well known, so the audience that's watching it is going to know the context, and they'll be able to pick something out of it. Or in this case, we had Irina tell the story before, right? And that was specifically why I wanted an introduction, is so that we could just take themes and motifs and interpret the piece without worrying about getting from like point A to point B to point C, like telling a linear narrative. This is this is probably one of the more extreme versions of this we've done, but one of the things that, because a lot of our theater is multilingual or non-lingual, because we got a multilingual audience. We work in English in rehearsal room, but then our presentations are supposed to be for people who don't need to be able to speak English or Japanese. Because of that, we kind of create works that the philosophy is that if you can't understand what's going on, sometimes happens, that you'll be able to relate intellectually, or it'll flow in some way. And sometimes context is necessary, and sometimes context isn't. And I think in this case, we felt context was necessary, which is why, like, actually was production show that was very purposefully, or that wasn't, to have context.
Okay.
I loved it. I was very, I don't know, I want to really thank you guys for what you did. I think it's very, it's deep, it touches interpretation. It can be anything, and at the same time you gave the context, but you can also place, another feelings on it. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, Ukrainian part?
Can I quickly something to that?
Yes, please.
Yes, so what Andrew just said, that the emotional connection is important, but not just for the audience seeing our performances, also for the process of creating the pieces. I feel we always try to ask first what's our personal interest in the story, or how can we relate, and then we try to create from there, rather than telling a linear story. Yeah, that's the only thing I would add.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good. Okay, Greatful Crane and Ukrainian version. Question to you guys, Yokohama Theatre Group. Did you recognize the story in Ukrainian interpretation and the folk songs and stuff?
Well, we didn't understand the folk songs. The story was clear. It was instantly recognizable. I think anyone who's been in Japan for even a few years, first of all, heard the story and would be able to recognize it without being told that that's what they were watching.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then, now that you mentioned the folk songs, there was one of the first things I got super interested in. What is the song that she is singing, the crane is singing, and what are the lyrics?
Yeah.
So the translation would be like roughly, so the girl is embroidering, yeah, so like, or she's sewing or weaving, and while she's singing, while she's sitting probably somewhere at night in the dark in winter, she's singing about love and how unhappy she is, and that she's putting herself into this love, but like she's struggling in this love. So like that's why I kind of like, when Natalia proposed for me to sing a song, I instantly knew what song it's gonna be. Because the lyrics and the story, they kind of overlap pretty good for me. Like the meaning of the story, like the character. So yeah, that's what the song is about.
And this song is very well known among Ukrainians. They might not know the lyrics, but the theme of it, everybody wants to hum along, like, and that's what I was doing while I was watching all the time. So it has the strong connection of Japanese folk tale into Ukrainian reality of the past, because every song comes from the deep, from the previous ancestors' history. So that was a very strong connection to me as well. Yeah.
So maybe if someone else wants to ask something, because follow-up question. Came to
Do
me.
your follow-up question, like it makes sense. Follow-up question right away, so it's not disconnected.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you guys, do you think the story is about love? Or love is a motive in the story?
Not only.
Let the director say. Natalie, what do you think? What the story is about? I think it's about money.
A bit about this, but
Love for the money.
in a way, for me, yes, it was story about not only gratefulness but as well love, because how much time you need to repay for someone who did something good for you. I don't know. So she became attached to this person. Yeah, at first, yeah, she wants to do maybe one favor for this man, and that's all. But she looked at him and kind of, for me, it was, yeah, for sure some attachment and already love, because she mostly sacrificed herself. She's taking away her feather to create these beautiful clothes. Just out of gratefulness. I'm not sure that the person will do this. Anyway, for me, it was already sign of this like deep attachment of this bird to man. So she would do all
Extra.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what?
So, wait,
No, I have
Go
a
ahead,
question
go
for you also. Like, what place in the culture? Like, I think it's a pretty famous story, right, about the crane. So, it has. What I'm trying to ask whether it's. Okay. I was grasping the question in the air. Is the story of a Greatful crane, it's kind of symbolic and it has much more meanings that represented on stage what you saw, or is the interpretation, your interpretation is different from the interpretation of guys? Oh, finally I got the question.
so
I didn't quite catch that.
who's that question directed to?
You.
I thought it was directed to the people in the room there.
No, to you. Whether your interpretation of the story is different from what you saw.
Yeah, how is it viewed in Japanese history? Like, what is the main motive traditionally?
The moral of the story.
Yes. Who is the bad guy?
So before we answer that, I just want to interject to say that there are a whole bunch of stories called the something wife, the crane wife, the fish wife. There's a whole bunch of them, and they basically all have a similar story where a man somehow meets some magical creature or some woman, and she does something, or she goes into a room. Sometimes it's to make something, sometimes it's to give birth, and she tells her, or she gives him a box, and she says, don't look, don't open the box, don't come into the room, whatever. And he does, and she's an animal, or there's like something in there, and then she usually flees in anger or terror, or in the case of the one where he goes under sea, it's the turtle one. That one, and I think he just can't go back. He can't go back to the kingdom of the mermaids. It's actually very similar to an Irish tale. It's similar, but there's usually sort of like anger, and this one stands out because in a lot of the retellings, the couple doesn't seem to want to separate, but it's like for some reason it's not clear why, of course, but they have. It's not like she's not angry at him, or she's not terrified of him seeing her like that. It's just sort of like, now I have to go. So I just want to just contextualize this a little bit before we answer. So now I'll let sit and pass that to somebody. So what do you guys think? Does this fit? I was just to say, does this fit your interpretation?
Yeah, I think the story read exactly as I've understood it here in Japan, and I think one of the stronger messages is maybe, as you may know, in Japanese culture, there's a tendency to take care of the community and to think more of the people around you rather than yourself. And so often it becomes quite a trap growing up in this culture where you're constantly thinking about other people and giving to others and not necessarily recognizing what it is you might want, or maybe taking some time or space for yourself. So often when we're growing up, we hear this story as a sort of reminder of finding that balance between sacrificing too much for others and finding what you yourself need in order to preserve yourself. So I think, it was interesting to hear about the romance, because it is told as a romantic tale, but it along with the message of being careful about devotion in a romantic way, it's also told in a way to think about how much you sacrifice to your community or to other people.
But you do not watch the community as something negative. Because in our story, I believe Natalia built it in a way that this guy is an antagonist. He grabs the money, he kind of like opens this curtain and he's like, this like a little bit cliched villain in a way. So he is negative in our view. Because I guess we think that abusing women and cranes is not a good thing. I think that was the message. So there is no negative character, right, in original version. It just he represents a society.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, and of course there are a lot of interpretations in Japan as well. So sometimes it is very much more on the side of a clear antagonist, and other times it's a little bit more ambiguous and sort of open for interpretation. So I think, it depends on the interpretation of the story, even in Japan.
I would agree with this, because during the work, while I received this story, I found a lot of different versions of this, and some of them said really clearly for him. So at first he's so nice, but anyway he was bought this money and the opportunity to have enough, not struggle, in a way, like, let's say, cover his eyes and he doesn't see already the woman in front of him, the partner, but already possibility to live good.
Yes.
I have a question. I was wondering how you came to the decision to include certain pieces of dialogue, because sometimes it was very much, I feel like, expressed through just movement and expression, and then other times you put the dialogue in. So I was just wondering if you could explain your process and your decision making for that.
The first idea was like to use less words, but somehow, as well for me, it was a decision to show the changing of the characters, while firstly they have this kind of a strong connection and feeling. I don't need any words, and when already this in a way connection broken and he's trying to persuade her to do something, so he already do it not out of maybe good feelings, so he covered with these words maybe something that he doesn't want to show her. So, and in the last part, that's why this dialogue appear, and he more pushing her towards his goal rather than watching her and understand that she's in pain and already can do some work.
Yeah, somehow for me.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that it was pretty vividly visible for me, this usage of words or something extra, you know, something that was not needed in the beginning at all. And yeah, cool.
But also, I guess the idea of this exchange this time was also to kind of go into the most traditional way of representing. And if no theater and Butoh dance, like they go gradually one from another, so this choice, technically, that Andrew and you guys did was very clear and very logical choice to choose this form. Then in our case, putting in a dialogue was also a very clear choice, because that's what Ukrainian traditional theater is. We sing and we speak. Sometimes we dance. Thank us that we didn't, but Ukrainian theater, it is like that. So we chose like pretty much the most traditional way to show how it would be done traditionally. We had different versions in the beginning. We discussed the modern version where Crane is a secretary and he is a boss and stuff. But we gave up this idea because again we wanted to, like as director, we wanted to get most traditional way of talking and touching the traditional story from different culture. Yeah.
I really enjoyed the live singing.
Yeah.
It was a very beautiful touch.
Yeah, and the final image was really nice. Actually, I almost wish it could have been held a little bit longer. I felt that we didn't let it sink in quite enough. With the feathers, he's standing there and the feathers are falling, and then he fades out and the feathers just continue to fall. I thought that was very beautiful. And I would like 3 more seconds. 3 more seconds. Great.
Yeah. And for a second, I had this vision that there is a blackout, and Pasha, the actor, he fades, pretty much like you say. Then there's a blackout, then the lights go up, and there's just a pile of feathers instead of him. Technically,
oh, that would be great.
Disappeared.
That would have involved the disassembly of a lot of pillows, I think.
Yes. Pash, where did you get so much money? Because I've quoted some 50 kopecks, and they are almost not used in Ukraine anymore. Where did you get it?
Yeah, you know, the idea with money came pretty lately, so it kind of yeah, this yesterday, and it kind of fits this interpretation for me, because at first, yeah, I'm in love, I save her, and that's why the words are really are not need so much. But then I'm just getting used to this good that she brought to our new family. Yeah, I'm trying to provide somehow to go to the market. So I'm thinking to myself that I'm doing as much as she does, but it's not true. And at the end, I just don't understand why she can give us more. You know, so I'm really trying to like kind of convince her with words, because I have no feelings inside. Maybe they passed, and all I think is more about maybe the money than her. So that's why the money. Unfortunately.
Yeah, you could say like another possible ending would have been like, he actually is worried about her, and the reason he opens the door is because he's like, well, I can help doing this.
Yeah.
That would have been even more tragic, because he's like, this is horrible. She's like, she's working so hard that she's getting skinny, and I would go help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a comedy version when the crane, it was me. So maybe the sequel will come up later.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice Ukrainian version was more like, I guess, to the smaller audiences, like I mean like for the teens and probably kids, and your version I would say that's for more adults. Do you think that's the case? Because this one with Ukraine, I don't think we would show it to grown-ups. It's mostly like for kids with a clear morale and clear message. Like the Butoh with all this imagery and everything, it's more for adult audiences who know the contemporary dance and stuff. So, would you agree about the choice of the audiences?
You guys.
You guys.
That's a question to you. They
Maybe
froze
frozen.
and.
It depends on the age.
Up,
Oh,
so
no.
It's
but
good.
why?
It was the good end of the discussion.
But why?
Depends.
Girls, and if you have any comments or questions, you are free to ask.
Yes, you have comments or questions. You can see it. Do you like birds? Parrots?
Do you like money?
You like money, so you have
Apples.
You like Japan?
Hi.
Did you understand the...
Oh!
Hi guys, you're back, I guess, I hope. Hello. Is everybody here?
Yes. And you can speak about philosophy or Brodsky.
No,
Because right now we had seen
Hey guys,
I think so.
can you say something?
Hi.
Hi, we lost you for a couple of minutes. You're here.
For a couple of minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, on the question of this about audiences, we lost you.
It's probably for the best. I was speech. How far did how before I cut out?
We didn't
long
hear
story short,
anything.
I think young children and adults.
Yeah, that was the question, and then we lost you.
Young children, because they don't have expectations.
Yeah. Bad. Why, for some reason, suddenly.
Adults, because they understand the context.
Connection gets interrupted all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes. But I guess it was a nice discussion, guys. We can part on this and and proceed with the videos and everything. Yeah, we get interrupted all the Maybe Russians bombed us and we don't know. You know, we are in the basement right now. We're coming out and it's all destroyed.
Funny joke.
What? It is
I
funny.
think it's funny.
It is funny. It is funny.
Like humor.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for organizing it, and thank you very much for taking part. Let's proceed online, and it was so lovely seeing your work and seeing you in person afterwards. Thank you guys.
Hope you hear us
Hope
now.
you can hear us.
Yeah.
Sending love from Ukraine, and Veronika is gonna sing a farewell song.
Yeah.
Давай, пой.
No. Thank you guys. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can we take one maybe screenshot photo all together?
Yes.
Do it.
Yes. Let's.
You gotta do it.
Can you guys do? Can
Alright.
you guys do it so
Please.
like you can like?
I will do.
I'll do the credit.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
2, 1. Hey! Jeez, I think I got it.
I think it worked on my computer, but still. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Why was it so
And I can
bad?
take the money.
I don't know.
Why is some speaker here? There was some speaker.
Where is the left?
What do you think? You didn't say anything. How was it? Boring? Tell me the truth. I want to know the truth. You didn't understand.